All praises due to the Most High, family. We back talking Mo football. I just finished watching, family. My schedule doesn't allow me to catch the full games live, so I watch the highlights, I check the box score, and then I come to you to share my perspective. I just finished watching the Eagles beat the Vikings, and I'm very curious as to how. To be honest, both the Eagles and the Vikings fans feel about this one. In particular, the Eagles fans, though, I can't lie. I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts. I'm a fan of Saquon Barkley. So I like to see them play well. I like good football. I think in general, the Eagles are playing good football. And the Vikings are no slouch. Now, looking at the box score, I know that the Eagles were up pretty much the whole game, right? If I remember right, the Eagles were up early and led the whole game. But if you look at the box score, the Vikings won a lot of those battles. Now, what overpowers that still, though, almost everything. More plays, time of possession, literally almost every stat. The Vikings, offensively, the Vikings had beat the Eagles, except for, they had 2 turnovers. So shout out the opportunistic defense by the Eagles to pounce on those 2 interceptions, right? And then you got the most perfect game from a Jalen Hurts and 2 of the most impressive receiving games I've seen out of A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That's how you still win. That's how you still win when, the other team kind of beats you in every statistical category. Now, now this is really my question for the Eagles fans, right? Is as a Jalen Hurts fan, I had a ball watching him play like that. 158. When I seen, I was like, hold on, that's 300 yards on less than 20 completions and 3 touchdowns. I was like, hold on, let me check his passer rating. That's a perfect passer rating, family. 158.3. Is it passer rating or QBR? One of the two. But that 158.3 number is the highest, whichever one it is. I think that's the quarterback rating. I think that's the highest that the QBR goes. So I had to check that. Bro, that's an insane game. That is an insane game. Over 300 yards, less than 20 completions, 3 touchdowns. That's a day at the office, boy. Now, it was great to see him connect with A.J. Brown. We know A.J. Brown's been having some issues and concerns about his participation in the offense. And so A.J. Brown came down with some important ones. Obviously some big ones. Over 100 yards receiving, only 4 receptions. He did have a touchdown and one really big. He sealed the game with that go ball down the field, down the sideline, and that to me is so. I hope the Eagles learn something, man, because as good as Jalen and AJ and Devontae Smith looked. That's obviously Jalen Hurts' favorite receiver. That's just Jalen is not the type to lean on his favorite receiver most of the time. Jalen's the type to throw what's open, and he's not afraid to spread the ball out. Today, though, you could see, oh yeah, this is his favorite target. And he had a game. But so did A.J. Brown too. He just didn't get as many targets. Just as big catches though. 100%. Like that was those 3 players and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown combined for 13 receptions. That was 90% of your offense on 13 receptions from 2 receivers. That was 90% of your offense today. So as good as it was, that is concerning to me, because you had to have the most what he had like 20, he had less than 25 throwing attempts. So you had to have half of your pass attempts go perfect. I mean, it's great to see that you can pull it off and you got the dub behind that. That's encouraging and that's motivating. But it's kind of concerning because like that hasn't been the Eagles' identity all season, is they're going to sling it out and they're going to go deep. That earlier, like that first connection with Devontae Smith when they went deep, I was like, okay, this is their one a game. They really only attempt 2 or 3 maximum. 3 maximum of these deep balls in a game. And today that was like a quarter of their pass attempts. A third of their pass attempts. So the great part, the exciting and encouraging part is, wow, we just seen what the ceiling was. That is an elite combination of offensive players. The concerning part is that like there's no consistency in how the offense is being produced this season. We've had Jalen Hurts running the ball really well. We've had Jalen Hurts throwing it to everybody but A.J. Brown. You know, we just as a collective just got over 200 yards and possessed the ball. You know, we just convert all of our 4th downs. You know, but so I need the Eagles to find a balance, especially to get Saquon, because Saquon with like almost 20 touches and only like 50 yards from scrimmage, like to me, if you're killing them deep like that, then you should be able to get Saquon more production. So I don't know what the disconnect there is, and maybe Saquon's just gonna have a down year this year, and maybe this is the solution, because this like I said, they only attempt these deep passes like 3 times maximum a game. So maybe you up that to 10 if you know Saquon's not gonna be producing like he did last year. And that's not even a problem. I mean, that's just he had a legendary year last year, so you just have to adjust to what your team is producing and giving you, right? If you can even get half of this production, 70% of this production that you got out of your best receivers and quarterback, I mean, that's what I'll take 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, you know, on like 15 attempts. Like, that's amazing. I mean, so you're gonna get that if you increase the deep ball attempts, and then that eases pressure off of both Jalen and Saquon. Now the Vikings, I mean, hey man, hold your head up high. You played a really good game. You played a solid game. It's just the turnovers. We have to understand that turnovers are the most powerful penalty against your team. It's turnovers, sacks, penalties, right? Like turnovers are just the number one worst thing you can do to your own team, especially if you're winning in most other areas. You know, that's 2 extra attempts that you gave a team that was throwing the crap out of the ball, and so they were scoring, and that's 2 less attempts for you in giving them those extra attempts. So I think a lot of people are trying to figure out what the standings look like what do these wins and losses means to each other. You know, I think the Vikings are solid, man. I think the Eagles are a solid team too. The Eagles just have a bad loss. This was a really, really good game by the Vikings that was just triumphed by a perfect game from Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and A.J. Brown. Peace and love.